which is I want to get your opinions before I give mine on having employees come to an office and be paid based on time, or just giving a set salary for an employee and giving them goals so they can either come into the office or work at home. Obviously, this system will be there will be meetings where everybody comes and get on the same
Yeah, the
page.
system would be whatever worked for the company.
Yeah, exactly. But the main idea being you don't get paid
For the time.
for the time that you put into actually sitting there and being in the office, but rather for however much time you take, whether that be a lot or a little, to meet certain goals that are preset in meetings.
Yeah, dude. Like I would, if I had the resources, I would run that experiment for sure.
I think that'd be a great. Some companies are already moving towards this kind of system.
Yeah, because my cousin, he's in, I forget which, I think he's working in Walmart, and over there, they don't have like, you don't have set number of vacation days. It's like you take how many vacations you want, how much ever you want, as long as you get the work done. And what they found is people are actually taking less than holidays. They're working more when they have the freedom to decide.
That's interesting. That just goes to show the system, the way. I mean, at least this is my opinion. That's where I was going. Yeah, you basically validated it. The system that we've been taught and the system that's prevalent in our society, it's not by far not the most efficient one, because I read the study that said that somewhere upwards of 50% of the time spent in an office is wasting. Like people are just spending wasting time.
I believe that.
Think about this. If you just give, obviously we're in jobs where it's possible. If you just give people the flexibility, they can come in or they can stay at home, but they're not compelled to come in every day other than a set few times. And that even can be over the phone, but whatever. People are actually going to work better because they're going to be happier and therefore going to be more committed to the betterment of the company rather than just collecting a check. Because if you hate the place where you work at, or not even if you hate the place, if you don't like the place, you don't believe in what the company's doing, you're not going to give your best work. And you are not benefiting from that, neither is the company. But it's all based on this system that, I mean, it was preset a long time ago when physical labor meant you had to actually be present where you work for a set number of hours. And in that case, the value of your work is equal to the amount of time you put in. And those type of jobs, it is. Like, you're getting paid exclusively for your time. It's not your ideas or your, I mean, it might be your expertise, but
it's not, there's a cap on how much value.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can only produce X amount of hours a week, and there's also legal cap to that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even how much you can physically work; it's how much they'll allow you.
Exactly.
Whereas, I mean, those jobs are going to be there forever, and they're going to be that way forever, and there's value in that.
No, those jobs are going to be done by robots, bro.
Okay, I think that's a long way to go. I'm talking about the present, the exact present where we are today.
Long way to go is subjective.
Yeah,
but within the century.
Yeah, but I mean, longer term, not immediate by any means.
Yeah.
And those jobs right now, I think they're important. And I think that when the robots come, there's going to be a shift, and everything's going to change. And nobody knows how it's going to look, but I do think it's going to be a shift. I don't think people are just going to be ran out of jobs by robots. That's just my personal opinion.
Dude,
it's a system that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because the physical labor jobs are associated with people are not necessarily the highest expertise, which happen to be the people that are lower in the socioeconomic chain. And if you just run those people out of the job completely and replace them for robots when that technology is available, you're essentially signing a death sentence. So even if it's through regulation, people are not going to be left out in the dead to starve.
Dude, I don't disagree with the overarching point you're making, but just for the sake of conversation, the point you made about the people doing the manual labor, right? The people who do the physical work, they're not necessarily at the low end of socioeconomic.
I'm not saying they're on the low end, but they're in the mid to low end. On average.
I mean, yeah, on average, they were. And I mean, it's like I said, I don't disagree with the overall
Right.
point.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, but they're what they're getting paid now compared to what they were getting paid, say, 2 decades ago. Dude, within the first couple of years, plumbers are making 6 figures, more 6 figures. And the reason why is supply and demand. Because, dude, I know this because right now I'm writing on the I'm writing about the relationship between college graduate and the labor market. And this is, and it ties into this like exactly because in this 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, there was a massive shift, like post World War II basically, there was a massive shift to white collar workers of the digital world, with the transition. There was a massive shift to white collar labor and the demand for white collar workers, the skill based workers. And so all the all the students went to college, all of them got degrees, they all got educated on white collar work. And now there's oversupply in white collar labor and an undersupply for blue collar work. And there's also a really famous show in the US on when cable was the thing back then, Dirty Jobs. Dirty Jobs. And those workers who like work in pipelines, sewer pipelines, like in the city, they are getting paid like 100 grand, 150 grand in the first 2 years because no one's doing it. No one has the ability to do it because all the training programs to do that work, no one came. Everyone went to college, and now the few people who went there are making bank. Even in New Zealand, all the plumbers are getting paid more than the bankers.
Well, when you say that, I mean, that's an interesting point for sure. But
Hey, it's bound to change.
no, but when you say that, that's more abundant in first world countries. Though.
What? Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For second, the third world countries, there's just too many people.
Yeah, and
The supply
yeah, I would
demand
say
is.
there's an overwhelming abundance of labor workers.
Oh, dude. Yeah. This is only first world.
Yeah. I thought that was a worthy,
Yeah, point. No,
a worthy thing to mention.
definitely. In the third world, supply demand is not a factor that is going to be changed very soon because there are always going to be people who there will always be another person who's willing to do what you're going to pay them to do.
Funny how different economies work.
Yeah, dude.
But to wrap it up, yeah, in order to boost productivity, we have to change the fundamental way we see the exchange of work for reward, whether that be payment or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be payment.
No, anything.
Yeah,
If
anything.
it's just for personal happiness.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you in your head you're getting paid by time, then you are bound to not be productive. You're gonna be the most unproductive you can be while still meeting the goals. Whereas if you're just trying to do your best and whoever's your employer is giving you the tools you need to do your best and feel comfortable with your job, then that's how real productivity is going to happen. Obviously, that's assuming that people actually enjoy what they're doing, but with this system, I don't see what they would do something they don't enjoy unless it pays bank. And that's not all jobs. So, yeah, I think a fundamental change is needed in order to teach the newer generations productivity. And
I mean, I don't think it's a newer generation problem. I think in older generations, all people of all ages suffer from it.
oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but we can't change those. So
I mean, yeah.
help the people to come because a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people,
you can definitely instill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We can't
no, I
really
agree.
help all those people, but we can help the people who are coming after us.
Yeah, no, it's easier.
Yeah,
Way
because
easier.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I still think in your younger years, it's still a very doable shift. Like if you're 20 something, low 20s, even high 20s, if you make a fundamental change in your life, which you internalize, and you can still do it. But I mean, we would all be a little more productive. We had more years to be productive, and that can only happen if we teach the kids that being productive is not just filling up your time I'd rather doing something meaningful.
Yeah, dude, they don't call it formative years for no reason.